Bosh, we are back. What is happening, beautiful people of the YouTube? We are back today with a high day, full day of eating, episode number 6 of the debut. We've got meal 1 going in right now. I'm going to put you on, if you don't know, get to know, melt your dark chocolate on toast, because I feel like that's such a default meal. If you're having toasted sourdough, whey dark chocolate meal 1 is literally like the default meal 1. I'm lucky enough to have 170 grams of your finest sourdough, the Aldi toasting loaf. Again, if you don't know, get to know. So we're having this going on right now. Melt your dark chocolate on the sourdough. It literally is as simple as that. Stop putting it in with the berries. It's just a whole lot nicer. Look how good that looks. Got a little bit of salt on there as well, making everything that little bit tastier. Going in from a whey sort of side of things, we have got the blueberry muffin. Now I'm actually yet to try this. Just gotta love dark chocolate. I'm actually yet to try this this flavour. I just got some new sachets yesterday. Shout out Pit Stop. So that little taste test, this little taste test will be going down right now actually. Ellie gave it a 8.9 something or other out of 10. And I am going to be giving it, if I can get a good scoop of it, if I could use my hands properly. Oh, that is very good. It's true to its flavour. I'm going to give that an 8.5 out of 10. That's very, very nice. So today, as I say, full day of eating on a high day on prep. 9 weeks and 5 days away from my first show, I believe. So yeah, things are coming together very, very quickly. Today we're eating 3,800 calories, above 3,800 calories, 235 grams of protein, 575 grams of carb, and 70 grams of fat. First of all, starting off the lovely meal 1, if the camera will focus, and toasted sourdough, whey and berries, dark chocolate, 0.75 grams of low salt, 0.6 grams of pink salt, and a little tip as well with your first meal. Especially if it's carb heavy, what I like to do is I like to have some form of movement before my first meal, some form of expenditure, whether that be cardio, although the cardio is out now. So for most of the time it will be steps, or steps and posing. Reason being, it just helps control that initial spike in blood glucose. And if you don't do this, and if I don't do this, I personally feel myself, feeling a little bit groggy, a little bit more brain foggy. My vision's a little bit blurry, and I find it hard to concentrate. So especially when you are having a high carb first meal, this is super, super important. Again, you don't need to do it, but I do think that it does actually help a lot. So that's why I'm saying it. So yeah, that's a little tip before your first meal. Get out, enjoy the gloomy UK weather, or as of recent it's been a little bit sunny. So yeah, that is a tip with meal number 1. We'll be giving a tip with every meal, as I like to do on my full days of eating. So yeah, 3,800 calorie high day prep, full day of eating going down. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, meal number 2 going in. The time is currently about 10:15. Pre-workout meal going in, and it's a big one. As you've seen, it's a big feeding on this beautiful Tuesday high day. Currently running 2 times high days as baseline realistically, but we do often take the 3 high days, take the 4 high days a week, which is I'm not complaining about that. We're sitting down to a creamy chicken pasta meal. It's an absolute belter. But the tip with this meal, I've had a slight sort of digestive shift when it comes to this meal, and it's just I'm going to monitor it, just be a case of I monitor it, and if it persists, then the day will finally come where I take this out of the meal plan. It's obviously gutting because I fucking love the taste of it. It's just a perfect meal for me. But if it's not going to sit as well as I would like it to, then there's no point in having this food. And it's not going to, it makes me feel uncomfortable when I'm training. Sometimes I'm just like, it's coming to the end of its days, I think. And obviously, like, if you're uncomfortable when you're training, you can't digest the food properly, you're not going to be utilising it properly, and especially in a contest prep setting, you want to be utilising every last bit of food that you have to the best of your body's ability. So yeah, this is going in right now. First meal was around 2.5 hours ago, and that's another thing, meal timings. With regards to meal timings, personally, I like to go between 2 hours and 3.5 between each meal, and if I'm going to go longer than 3.5 between two meals, then it's really simple. I put an EAA in between the two meals. Realistically, so if it's above 3.5 hours apart, EAA smack bang right in the middle, just kind of spike muscle protein synthesis, keep your body in an anabolic state for building muscle, or obviously when you know, if you're in the depths of like a contest prep, say, diet, etc., you know, preserving that muscle tissue that was built previously. So yeah, that's kind of my take on, you know, meal times. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I think it is an overcomplicated sort of topic, like eating like exactly at this time. Realistically, if you have a rough meal timing, ideally between, you know, round about that 2.5-3 hour mark is probably the sweet spot for myself. But I just kind of you know, vary between 2 hours and 3.5, depending on, you know, work and stuff like that on the day. So yeah, that is a tip with meal number 2. Sort of 2 tips there with regards to digestion, and also meal timings. So yeah, that is all. I'm about to eat this pre-workout meal. Absolute bolus feeding, and then we're going to go train push. We're going to get a 7 turbo pump in. We're also going to have 200 milli of caffeine with a 3D can. I've never actually tried them before, so I'll get a little review going for that as well. And it's a cucumber melon. You know, I just picked the most sort of out there flavour. I've heard good things, so you know, let's see what it's all about. And I will see you probably for said review of the can. Probably whack up some post workout shots as well. Hopefully, you know, full as a house, as they say. So yeah, that is all for right now, and I will speak to you when I am consuming this beautiful 3D can. Hopefully it is beautiful. See you soon.
It'd be rude not to. I said I would. Cucumber melon 3D can. Now, like, if you're an energy drink connoisseur, I wouldn't even call myself that. I'm just fond of a caffeinated beverage or 2 or maybe 10. This is really fucking good. Cucumber melon, it's a weird fucking flavour combination, but it's really good, and it's like perfectly carbonated to the point where like it's still nice and fizzy, but you're not like left with a fucking gut that feels like it's like hanging over your waistline. So yeah, it's really nice actually. You've got 200 milli vanillis of caffeine, 0 sugar obviously. 10 calories for the full can. So 3D, I'm honestly not too sure how much these actually are. Picked up at pit stop yesterday evening. So yeah, it's fucking really good. So yeah, 3D cucumber melon, get on it.
What is happening? We're back. Post-workout meal has been absolutely annihilated. It's a bit of a weird combination. I've got some dark chocolate in there as well, but I just take that out and eat it before anything goes down. Rice, well, basmati rice, the goat, don't hear anything of it. Chicken, banana, spring onion, kiwi, I believe that is all. For that meal, obviously a bit of olive oil as well, and with the chicken. But yeah, a really good meal. Sits absolutely fucking perfectly. There's no changes actually with this meal. I'll put like the macros up on screen, and I will do for every meal. There's no changes to this meal from high day to just baseline, because realistically there's enough carbs in my post-workout meal anyway, and a little bit of fat in the post-workout as well. Fucking hell, shoot me. Realistically, like, you can look at what anything says with regards to replenishing your glycogen stores, but a good way that I've had people talk about it is realistically, when are you training again? Are you going to train like 24 hours later? You don't need to be worried about replenishing your glycogen stores super quickly with like a super high glycemic index carb source like fucking Rice Krispies or something. It really isn't that like deep. And having what, like 10 grams of fat is not going to, you know, have any subsequent effect for the most majority of people. Again, try it yourself, and you realise that I can almost guarantee you'll notice no difference with fats versus no fats in your post-workout meal, as long as you're not absolutely ripping the cunt out of it and putting most of your fats in that meal. So yeah, we pause post-workout obviously as well. 3 rounds, 10-second holds, back to back to back. We love to see it, and then routine work as well at the end. Things are looking good. Post-workout, again, quite happy with the way that things are going, realistically. Sharpening up again, more glute lines, more hamstring detail. You love to see it. Nice and full. I felt nice and full as well. 7 a turbo pump down me as well, alongside the cucumber melon, which, as I said, was absolutely fucking beautiful. I'll throw up some posing somewhere here, just where the water bottle's sitting. So yeah, more than happy with the way that things are heading. It's just a case of more of the same, realistically. And again, it's a conversation that like I've had with Josh with regards to, obviously, because I'm not needing to push hard at all, and it has been pretty seamless. It's been pretty easy as well, like, not to, you know, blow my own trumpet, but it has been easy so far. And again, a lot of people in this position may think, oh, I'm not doing enough, but realistically, like, you just need to trust the process, trust your coach, and just chill the fuck out in situations like this. But as I say, happy with the look, happy with the way that everything is progressing. We have got 2 more meals left of the day, one of which is altered via the high day that we've got today. But for the time being, Ellie has got a free meal at Nando's, so we're going to go to Nando's. I'm obviously not going to have anything. Hashtag locked in. But we're going to go to Nando's. We're going to sit there, spend a little bit of time together, and then get back in, do a bit of work, form feedback, and then play a little bit of Pokemon. And that is all for this little segment. This tip has been, put some fat in your post-workout meals. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. So, as you can see, meal number 4 just went down. We had some halloumi, we had some rice, chicken, banana as well. And again, it looked a little bit plain and boring to start off with, but I do put some chili flakes in with that as well. It makes it that little bit nicer. But the change actually with that meal is we have rice with it. We normally just don't have any rice. It's just a case of it's like 23 carb or something. I'll put it on the screen somewhere anyways, but without the rice, it's like 23 carbs, because it's just like 80 grams of banana, 85 grams of banana, whatever it is. But yeah, it's really nice to get an extra. It's like 35 grams of cooked rice. It's nothing crazy, but it is nice just to get a little bit of, you know, something else going on with that meal. The tip with this meal, however, is to just it's with regarding your meal sort of environment, the environment that you eat your meal in. You want to be making sure this is a chilled out environment. It's as chilled as it possibly can be. You're not in any way, shape or form stressed. You're just relaxing. The only thing that is going on at that point in time is the meal. It's the same way that it is, you know, with a set in the gym. You're going to a set on the hack. That's the only thing realistically that exists in your life at that point in time. It may sound serious. If you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. It's the same with a meal, realistically. If your head's 100 miles an hour, you're stressing about this, that and the next thing, is that meal realistically going to be sitting as good as it could be? Probably not. So yeah, make sure your environment both with where you actually are sitting, like physically, and environment mentally, is, you know, to the highest sort of standard. That way, you know, you can uphold digestion and you can utilise the food properly. And this goes for things that you watch whilst you're eating your food as well. Not looking to obviously not be just sitting there scrolling. Again, before you know it, the meal's gone. You don't actually get to, you know, sit down, be present, enjoy the meal. Again, that can also affect satiety as well. When you're just sitting down and scrolling, before you know it, you've started the meal, and then like it's literally in the blink of an eye, the meal is finished. And obviously with what you are watching, say if it's on YouTube, for example. Now I know myself, if I'm watching like a leg day training video and I'm sitting getting goosebumps while I'm eating, and I'm getting almost kind of amped up to train, that does not equal, you know, like a successful sort of digestion. That just kind of ramps me up, and I'm in that sort of fight or flight mode whilst I'm trying to rest and digest. It's literally contrary. It's not exactly the most ideal sort of environment that you want to be in. So for me personally, again, you can obviously, you know, trial and error a few things yourself. I like to watch things that just requires zero thinking whatsoever, like zero brain power. Like, this could just be genuine complete shite on the telly. From things like, I like to watch like old Fortnite gameplay, like you and like watching someone where you know they're going to win, so it's not, you're not stressed in any way, shape or form, like, oh, is he going to die, because you know he's not going to die. Things like that, things that just require, like, the bottom line is, for myself anyway, things that require like literally zero comprehension, zero, you know, actual thought process, so you can just literally sit down, be super present with the meal, and making sure that you're sitting upright as well. That's another thing. If you're sitting slouched over at a desk eating a meal, that's not going to be productive at all as well. I know a lot of people do that. Again, just a little conscious kind of tip, just sit up, you will feel a little bit better for it. So yeah, that is a tip with this meal. The time is currently, let me just get it on the laptop, the time is currently 6 o'clock. That meal went in at 5:15. We are now going to chill out, do a little bit of work as well, and then the proper wind down starts. We're going to get a little bit of Pokemon played as well. So yeah, that is all good for where I am at. Inside the Process podcast going down tomorrow as well. Physique analysis. This will be out after the Inside the Process podcast. So if you've not watched it, go ahead and watch the Inside the Process podcast. Rate your physiques sort of episode, but instead of people's physiques getting absolutely flamed to fucking pieces, we actually point you in the right direction. Providing value, providing entertainment is always the goal with the Inside the Process podcast. So yeah, that is all for where we are at currently, and I will speak to you soon for our final meal. We've got, it's a pretty good one, and on a high day, we've got a nice little addition that we don't have on a baseline day. So yeah, I will see you very shortly for that. Final meal of the day going in. We've got a banana. We're going to take the banana out and eat it before we put it in the microwave. But first of all, the little addition to this meal, as it is a high day, we've got a little bit more fat, so we got a little bit more dark chocolate. 20 grams of dark chocolate. You just gotta love it. You just gotta bloody love it. So we need to take this over inside the microwave. Oh, zoom out. Get that in there. We'll get the banana eaten, and then I will speak to you after. Ellie has just had her first ever Empire biscuit. Oh, look at that. Absolutely peak. I will speak to you very shortly. Hello, we are back. Just had meal number 5. It was a good one. Sitting really nice at the moment as well. Time is currently just about 8 o'clock. Got 1,000 steps to wrap up, play a little bit of Pokemon, and we'll be sleeping for 9:30 for a 6:30 wake tomorrow morning. 9 hours of sleep opportunity. Bob's your uncle. We are having a slight issue with regards to the creamy chicken pasta meal. Actually, I'm going to turn that fan off. It's just ever so slightly annoying. We're having a slight issue with the creamy chicken pasta meal. It's not sitting well, and I know I said this earlier on, but we are going to look to swap it out, and I think it's the pasta, to be honest, more than anything, because I was kind of toying between it being the pasta and the cream cheese, but at the end of the day, I have like a lot of other cheese within my diet. I've got the halloumi, I've got cheddar, and that sits like genuinely like perfect. So I don't think it is that. I think it will just be, the pasta's just not sitting nice with me at the moment, whether that just be the starchiness of the pasta or just the pasta itself. So that's getting swapped out. We're currently toying with some sort of chili cheese beef and rice meal. You know me, I just had to have cheese in it. I was watching a few YouTube shorts there actually, with regards to oh fucking hell, my brain's gone blank. With regards to meal inspiration, so that is probably what is going to be the course of action for myself. A little chili cheese. Oh, I've just nearly broke the creamy. Not that I use it anymore anyway, it's fucking dog shit. That'll be what is on the cards for myself. There we are. A little chili cheese beef meal. So yeah, that should be very exciting. I'll probably get that sorted. I'll need to get that sorted before I head out and cook tomorrow. So yeah, I'll need to put that into the old Google Calendar. But yeah, we're just about to wrap up today's YouTube video, and we always wrap it up with a Jesus, if I could speak, with a sort of tip, and this tip goes, it's within the realms of hunger management. Now, we often say don't, run from hunger. Hunger is not a bad thing, and that's true, in a general sort of sense. Don't be scared to be hungry, but 2 settings that you definitely don't want to be hungry in is, one, during your workout. You want to make sure your pre-workout meal is satiating you, and if that can't satiate you, if you've not got enough food for that, you can maybe look to utilise things like caffeine, and it'll give you that sort of feeling of being fuller, because at the end of the day, studies show like a drop off in training performance when hunger is present. It's genuinely simple as that. And another setting that you don't want to be hungry in is during your sleep. So you want to make sure your last meal of the day is satiating enough to obviously not have you waking up throughout the night like absolutely starving, because at the end of the day, that is just going to disrupt your sleep quality, and it's not going to be productive for fat loss in any way, shape or form. So yeah, that is this meals tip. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little bit tired because I'm stumbling over my words that little bit. But now, for myself, as I said, teeth brushed, Pokemon, bed. It's absolutely peak. It's absolutely peak. Currently playing through Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. You can play that as like a kind of 2-player. So me and Ellie are playing through that at the moment. I've also just purchased Pokemon Legends ZA for the Switch 2, and I'm super excited to play that actually, because I've watched like a lot of videos on like see those videos about like 30 top tips for early game, and I'm just like, fuck, this game just looks really fucking sick. So really excited to get that played with, and obviously I won't document it on here, but I will speak about it from time to time as well. So yeah, that is all for today's full day of eating. On a high day, I will whack the full macros up on screen right now. Full day of eating, contest prep, 9 weeks and 5 days out. 9 weeks, 4 days, 9 weeks, 5 days, 4 days. My brain isn't working. From my first show, the UK DFB Heart of England, teen natural bodybuilding. We're going to bring our best look, going to do the best that I can on the day, and do the best that I can in the lead up to the show to make sure that I bring my best on the day. And that is the goal. That is the goal for every single show. It will always remain that case, and I will just do my best. That is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll speak to you soon. See ya.